Another problem solving. In this one, we've got a square within a square. So I've got a square with a length of 10 centimeters, and a smaller square is drawn inside at a 45-degree angle, and it is drawn as large as possible. What is the length of the smaller square? I tell you what, if you don't draw a diagram, you are crazy. You have to draw a diagram for this question. It would be so confusing to do this without a diagram. So let's draw that outer square. It has a length of 10 centimeters. So we'll draw it, and then we'll label 10 centimeters so that we know that it is 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters. It's important that your diagram has the information from the question in it. Now a smaller square is drawn inside at a 45-degree angle. So this would be like tilted to this direction and will be as large as possible. So it'll look something like this. Often for this you might be given a diagram, but I thought I might make it tricky and have just a worded question. It's drawn as large as possible, boom, done. What is the length of the smaller square? Well, to find out the length of the smaller square is this length here. When I say length of the square, I mean the length of, one side. The length of this square is 10. The length of this, we don't know yet, but we want to find it out. And because we want to find it out, we need to give it a name. X! What a brilliant name! So this one is X. This one is also X then. And so is this, You can label on all of them if you want. We need to have a right angle triangle that includes X and a known length. We could do this triangle, or you can make a triangle. I'll show you how to make a triangle. You can draw a line across here. And now I've made a new triangle that is X here and X here. It is a right angle here because it's a square. And this side here is going to be the same as this one. So this blue side is 10 centimeters. Yay, I've got a nice right angle triangle. I'd better put a little right angle there so you know that it's a right angle. And now we can solve the question. Let's make our equation. X squared plus x squared equals 10 squared, because this one is the hypotenuse. So this 10 squared is the one that's going to go by itself, and then the x squared is a leg, and the other x squared is another leg. So I have here two lots of x squared if I collect like terms. So 2 lots of x squared equals, this side is 10 squared. 10 squared means 10 times 10, and 10 times 10 is 100. So I've got 2x squared equals 100. Now I want to get x squared by itself. I don't want this 2 times to be here. X squared has been multiplied by 2. So I want to do the opposite on the other side, and that will get rid of it. Remember, there's an invisible times sign right here. So I want to do the opposite of timesing by 2, which is dividing by 2. So x squared equals 100 divided by 2. And 100 divided by 2 is 50. I do like to write down the line every single time. It makes it a lot easier if you write down the rest, because otherwise it's very easy to get confused as to what you have done and what you're yet to do. So copy this down, but change to 100 divided by 2 is 50. Good. So I've got x squared equals 50. I want to do the opposite of squaring, which is taking the square root. Now it could be that x is negative. There is a negative number for x that will make this true. But again, that's silly. I can't have a negative x here. So we're going to say that x is the positive square root of 50 because x has to be positive. X is greater than 0, that is x has to be positive. So this is the positive square root. Otherwise it could be the positive or the negative square root. Now you can put this in your calculator. This is the last exact answer. And now the next one will be an approximation, it'll be an estimate. You can put it in your calculator, round it off, and you will get, Now first of all, before we put that answer, it's useful to have an estimate for what you think this length here would be. If this one is 10, gut estimate, what do you think for this one? I would say maybe, well, this is 10, so it's got to be less than 10. Maybe about half of that, about 5? Yeah, I'll take that. That was pretty close to our estimate. So 7.07, we round off. And that is how, remember, the unit is important. Yeah, the unit is very important so that you know what this is. This is a length, and it is the length of this thing. Beautiful. And that's our answer.